Hello and welcome to another Ask Us Anything Live with Intrepid English. I am Kate R and I'm a senior English teacher with Intrepid English. And I come on our YouTube channel or our Facebook page or our LinkedIn page and I do a live every Friday on a grammar, pronunciation or vocabulary point to help you improve your English. So if you like these videos and you would like to see more of them, please hit the like button and subscribe button if you're on YouTube. I think you're also on Facebook. So you will be notified when more videos become available so that you can improve your English with us. And of course, if you would ever like to have a more personalized approach to really help you with those problems, issues you have in English, then please go onto our website, intrepidenglish.co.uk, and book a trial lesson with me. So today I want to talk to you about a pronunciation point. I had a question from a student who said to me, the letter S is such a problem because he's just not sure on how you pronounce it. And it's true. There are 3 different ways we can pronounce S. And of course, we use S for plural nouns, verbs in the 3rd person, and also as part of the possessive. And so that can cause a lot of problems for non-native speakers. So the 3 ways of pronouncing it, S is S, Z, and is. And the pronunciation depends on the last sound of the verb or noun, not on the spelling. And it depends on this last sound, whether it is voiced or an unvoiced, or a vowel sound or a sibilant sound. Don't worry, you may have no idea what those terms mean, but I'm going to explain them because if you don't know what a voiced and unvoiced consonant sound are, then you won't be able to understand a lot of pronunciation rules in English. So let's get into it. What are voiced consonant sounds and what are unvoiced consonant sounds? First of all, I want you to put your fingers on your throat, okay? And I want you to say the sounds T for T and D for dog. Now, a voiced consonant or sound means that the vocal cords produce a vibration, a humming sound in your throat. That's why I'm asking you to put your fingers on your throat. So when you put your fingers on your throat and you feel a vibration, which one is it? Is it the T for T or D for dog? Let's do it again. T for T, D for dog. It's the D. That's where we can feel the vibration in our throat. And that is because it is a voiced consonant sound. That is what it's called. The unvoiced consonant sound, and it could be called a voiceless sound or unvoiced, is when there is no vibration in your throat and the sound is just coming from the mouth. And we pronounce the sound just using our mouth. We don't use our throat. So let's do it again. T, T for T, just pushing the air out of our mouth. It is not using our vocal cords. So it's just near your lips, the sound. Okay. So that is one thing very important to remember. So I'll go through it afterwards, but T is very similar to S. And D for dog is very similar to Z. So you might see a correlation there. That will help you understand the rule later. The other sounds I talked about were vowel sounds. So that's a single or a double vowel sound. So it can be a, e, o. There's a single. And then the double, ear, ow, I. You see, it's got 2 vowel sounds in it. And then we've got the sibilant sounds. So those are talking about sounds which are produced by forcing the air out through your teeth. And it's characterized with a hissing sound, so I'm really pushing the air through my teeth, or a buzzing sound like bees. Again, that's where I'm pushing the sound through my teeth, but I'm also using my throat. Or the sound which parents all over the world say to their babies, shh, when they want them, or children when they want them to be quiet. Shh, shh. So again, it's pushing the air through the teeth. So those are the sibilant sounds. That's what a sibilant sound is. Okay, so now let's look into the pronunciation of S at the end of words in English. So in the third person, okay, in the present simple, we add S. And the pronunciation will depend on the final consonant sound before the S. So it's S if the sound before is an unvoiced sound. Okay, so that's P, T, K. Those are all unvoiced sounds. So for example, help, if we are putting that in the third person, helps. Okay, it's S sound. Sit, T, it's an unvoiced sound, so it becomes sits. Look, K, is an unvoiced sound, so it's looks. If it is a voiced sound or a vowel sound, so a voiced sound, remember, is G, D, V. Okay, it's when we're using our throat and it vibrates. Or a vowel sound, as I said, A, E, O, I, or the double sound, ear, ow, I, E. Okay, so those are all going to have Z when we pronounce the S. Okay, so for example, grabs, to grab something, grab. It's B, it's a voice sound. So when we have the pronounce the S, we're going to say grabs. Okay. Word, okay, there's just a plural verb, a plural noun, not the third person singular. Word, it's a D, it's a voice sound, so therefore it's words. Another plural, gloves, one glove, two gloves. Okay, and then bees. Okay, then it's a vowel sound, so the S is pronounced Z, bees. Or if we're going to go back into third person singular, cry. To cry, he, she cries, because it's a vowel sound. Then we've got the sibilant sounds. So for example, bus. Okay, the plural of that is buses. We're going to use that is sound. So when we're having a sibilant sound, we use the is the third pronunciation of S. Buses. Okay, if we take the word bridge, to make it plural, bridges. Okay, wish. So sibilant sound, sh. So wishes. Okay, so to go more into that is pronunciation, it really is when we have the sibilant sound. So it's either hissing or buzzing or shushing sound. It could also be a j sound, like the sound is like jacket, job, j. It's that what we write with a J, but we pronounce it j. And so, for example, pleasure. That's another j. So we've got j and j. Those are also sibilant sounds. And so at the end, it will be is. So let's look at it. So if the sibilant, we've got race, sibilant sound, so races in the plural. Pause, z, 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 buzzing sound, so pauses. Or rises. Okay. Then we've got it when it's k, fix. I can't do it by itself, but fixes, boxes, hoaxes. Then we got when it's z again. So amazes, freezes, prizes, whizzes. Then it's kisses, misses, passes, bosses. And if it's a ch sound, churches, sandwiches, witches, teachers. Okay. Shh, dishes, wishes, pushes, crashes. And then the j sound that I mentioned, garages, changes, ages, judges. Okay, so those are with the sibilant sounds. Now let's look back at the regular ones, the s and z. z sound. So remember, the s sound is when it's with a voiced, unvoiced, voiceless or unvoiced sound at the end. That's when we have the s sound. So for example, some example words would be cup, cups, stop, stops, sleep, sleeps, okay? Or hat, hats, student, students, hits, hit, hits, write, writes. Okay, so write, for example, the final letter is actually an E, but obviously the sound is a T. Okay, if we have the K sound, cooks, books, drinks, walks. If we have the F sound, cliffs, sniffs, laughs, graphs. And if we have the Th sound, mists, tablecloths, months. Okay, that's with the unvoiced Th sound, th, just with the voice, just with the mouth. And then if we go into the the voiced region, so using our throat, having the humming, the vibrating sound, that will be the Z. So let's look at some words. So we've got B, crabs, grabs, rubs, D, cards, words, rides, ends. Okay, G, rugs, bags, begs. Okay, L, deals, calls, falls, hills. Okay, M, plums, dreams. N, fans, drains, runs, pens. Okay, and also when we've got N. Okay, so it's not just M and N, but N. Kings, belongs, sings, things. Okay, R, wears, cures. V, gloves, wives, shelves, drives. And then when we've got the vowel sounds, sees, fleas, plays, boys. Also the voiced V, so clothes, bathes, breathes. Okay, so the reason why we're keeping it the is because it's really difficult if we're just using the mouth to then go to the throat. So we could never say, for example, stops the. It's really difficult. And we could never do the opposite. We could never use the vibrating, the throat chords, the vocal cords, and then move into the mouth. So we could never say grabs. It'd be very hard. So we match them together. So I hope that's helped with the understanding on how we pronounce S. I have done another video where I was talking about, last week when I was talking about the possessive. So if you ever want to have, and that would obviously help understanding more how to use the possessive in English. But I also did another video before that on how we use the apostrophe. So those 3 videos with this video, so the 3 videos in total will really help get your pronunciation, your grammar really clear on the S in English. So I hope that helped. And if you have any questions, please comment below and I can see how I can help you. Have a wonderful weekend and see you next time.